Okay, the thing I want to stress is that Scientology is a UFO cult. This is Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard based his religion on a belief in extraterrestrials. At these higher levels, Scientologists learn Hubbard's secret theory of human suffering, which he traces to a galactic battle waged 75 million years ago by an evil tyrant named Xenu. Okay, the two uh, two main elements of cults are the belief in UFOs is one, and the belief in crash dieting. Um, Basically, it's the manipulation of your food supply. So those are just two things I wanted to mention, um, because that's being used to manipulate people is belief in UFOs and the belief in weird diets, crazy diets, and this goes back to what's being done with our food supply, and what's being done to manipulate people, their minds. Um, Scientology is a cult of believing in UFOs, and that's an element that runs through just about all the main cult movements. They all believe in some sort of UFOs, um, and they all believe in ritualistic um, controls over your life, like what you eat, what you do, what you think. Um, Here's an article from an LA Times article about Tom Cruise and Scientology, and I want to get in more into the cults here, um, and how they're being used to manipulate people. And and Tom Cruise as an example. Tom Cruise and Scientology. Um, Anybody old enough to live through the 80s, like I was, knows what a huge star Tom Cruise was and what a powerful actor he was and what an icon he was, um, what a role model he was at that time to anybody who lived through that time, and how he's completely crashed and burned um, after being involved in this UFO cult, this manipulation. Uh, his wife now, he's got her on this crazy diet. Um, you'll notice there's all these crazy diets coming out now of all kinds. They're all related to these cult movements, and there's all these UFO stories going around. You'll see them everywhere, and people actually believing in these things and believing that these weird diets are good for them. And if you get involved in these cults, it'll wear you down mentally, because that's what they're designed to do. Um, it's horrible, and they're building massive underground compounds all over the United States. Nobody even knows about it. They're building these compounds, and this is costing them millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars. They're just quietly building these huge, giant compounds underground. There's Tom Cruise in The Rain Man. What a powerful performance that was. Um, just look at the catalog of Tom Cruise's work during the 80s, and how powerful he was. And now look at the train wreck that he is now. Look at how being involved in a UFO cult has destroyed him mentally. You can see it just by looking at him, that he's not the same guy that he was, you know. So I just wanted to mention that uh, it's not only Scientology, but there's millions. There's cults everywhere. Cults and diet cults, these diet trends, diet fads, UFO stories of all kinds. It's all disinfo. The diets are all bogus. The UFO stories are completely disinfo, but they're everywhere.